Welcome back to another video and another weigh-in update. If it is your first time, my name is Bex. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, let's talk about the last week, because you may or may not have noticed I haven't put any what I eat in a day videos or anything like that, and that is because I've had the ship videos that I've been editing and getting up, and I think subconsciously I think, oh, because I've got the ship ones, I don't need to do any other ones, not thinking that it's keeping me accountable, but also possibly helping other people as well. So I didn't do that this week. And did it have an effect on me? Heck yes. I mean, not in a really bad way, but I feel like, you know me, I'm a positive person and I like to just kind of draw the line if anything negative has happened. And while nothing negative happened, I was just not really in the zone, which I think, when you think about it, I've only had 2 weigh-ins at the moment from doing when I've gone back to Slimming World. So I think if I'd been doing it for maybe months, years, that would be acceptable. But I think after 2 weeks, being really complacent and just not trying the best that I should be, and I think I should be trying hard because I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. It's not free, obviously. You know, I've bought a countdown and I need to be trying my best to be the best version of me while I'm doing the countdown, just in general, just in life, because life, Slimming World is not life. It is what I'm doing at the moment to try and get me back into a healthier weight range. But life in general, we should all be trying to be the best versions of ourselves, shouldn't we? I think we definitely owe that to ourselves. So I think that when I've gone out of my way, I've started Slimming World again, I've bought a countdown for 12 weeks, and then for this last week I've just been coasting along, la la la, not really counting my sins, not putting it in my app. Now and again I've gone, oh, I'll just check the sins on this, and then I'll add that for my snack. I haven't done it properly. I've been complacent. I've probably, well, I know for definite I've overconsumed sins on certain days, and that doesn't mean to say that I've gone crazy, because I absolutely haven't, but I've not been accountable. I've not been checking, and that's obviously got to change. So I think for the next week, going forward, because I weigh on a Thursday but don't record my videos until a Sunday, so I've already made a start, but it needs to be something that I'm not just going, oh, I'll just half-heartedly do this, because no, I need to get back in the zone. So I've made a promise to myself that I'm going to plan, I'm going to prep, just to stop myself from, there needs to be snacks in the house that I can reach for that are not going to have a negative effect. So that's my plan. That is what I've been doing. I will share. And going forward for the week, that's what I'm going to do. So I think rather than keeping you hanging on, let's just show you what I've done this week. So when I went away on Thursday, I said in the day, oh, do you know what? I'm not really feeling like much is going to happen this week. And you obviously know where this is going. And I thought, if it is, it's kind of a kick up the bum, and the kick up the bum that I needed to give myself, I guess, because, you know, it's only me that's being affected by not trying. So yeah, so the line has been drawn. And let me tell you, before I actually do tell you what I did, what happened, I wasn't binging, I wasn't eating all the food, I was just not checking the sins I was having all the time. I was sometimes, for example, there was a trifle on offer and I picked up that trifle and I didn't eat the whole thing. Over 2 nights, Jeff and I shared it, and I could have sinned that, and I did sin it, But I also sinned other things that day, and I was like, oh yeah, the trifle's 8.5 sins, or whatever it was. I think it was something like that. And then I was like, the next day I thought, well, yeah, the trifle was 8.5 sins, but X that I had at lunchtime was probably X amount of sins as well. So even though I was checking what sins I was having, I wasn't really keeping a tally of the sins that I was having, which is kind of defeating the object, isn't it? Let's be fair. So that happened a couple of days, and yeah, like I say, just get to it, because this week it's been a fail, but it's been the kick up the bum that I needed, because I think if I'd have gone there and I either would have maintained or I would have lost, I probably would have kept coasting along and thinking, oh, I can do this. This is fine. This is easy. So I went there and I did have a gain, but you already know that from what I've been telling you. And I did have a gain of £0.5 pound. Apologies, Jeff is watching the football. Either Arsenal have just missed or Man United have just scored. Now I need to find out. Nothing happened. They missed, that's all. Yeah, so £0.5 pound, which is not the be all and end all. And in a way, I'm glad that it's the tiniest one that it could have been. And like I say, had it been a maintain or a loss, then that would have kept me coasting along. So I think it needed to happen for me to grab hold of those reins, feel more like I need to be doing something. I had a brilliant first week, I had a brilliant second week, and then this third week for is it my third weigh-in? Yeah, my third weigh-in. There we are. So that is what it was. It's, yeah, bit of a fail, kick up the bum I needed, and that's what's going forward. That's absolutely where I'm going to be at. So, and also what I'm going to be doing is sharing more, because we know when I plan, when I prepare, and when I share, oh, that rhymes, plan, prepare, share, it helps. It helps me massively. Hopefully it helps you guys as well, but it helps me, honestly, it really does. So let's get back to it. Let's draw that line, and which I already have done. And I'm going to make whatever I'm going to make this week. I've already done some egg bites and I'll share those with you, but let's do this together, because we can do it. We know we can do it. We know exactly what we need to do. We're just not doing it. Well, I'm not. You probably are. But also what I'm going to do is get back into watching people, because that helps me. It spurs me on, seeing how well other people are doing. So I'm going to sit down tonight, edit my video, and then have a little look at what other people have I'll start that again, shall I? What other people are doing, how they're doing, and get back into it, because I haven't been. I've been neglecting everybody. I've been neglecting watching, and I think that's kind of what happens when you get to that point. But like I say, I'm 3 weeks in. 3 weeks in? 3 weeks in. So I shouldn't have got to this point right now. Ridiculous. Kick up the bum. Let's get to it. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.